TPR.
Hi everyone, this is Ali. Welcome to episode 4 of the TPR Roundup. Today's episode is going to be about the recently partially concluded Stranger Things season 4. We have Rizwan, one of the main people on the podcast, who has now joined us on Roundup as well. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Stranger Things overall and how we feel about how things are going as of now. How do you feel, Rizwan?
Oh man, it's so good. I just hate how we've had to stop at
Yeah.
like 7 episodes and we
Yeah.
have to wait till the 1st of July now
Yeah.
for the next phase of the season. But yeah, wow. But how do we go about this? Do we just jump into it? Because wow.
I mean, honestly speaking, so it's great. I mean, if you don't understand,
Yeah.
it's great. This season 4 is split into 2 volumes. The first is 7 episodes, which are out now, and then, like Rizwan mentioned, 2 episodes, which are volume 2, is coming out at the start of July, which are going to be super long. All these episodes already are more than an hour long, each of them.
Yep.
Episode 7, I think, is an hour 40. So they're all movie length anyway, but the 2 episodes that are coming are going to be, I think the last one is maybe 2.5 hours. So, like, it's long. Yeah, yeah. So before this came out, I was not super excited about Stranger Things before this season came out, based off the past 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just fine. But this season, the season 4 is so good that I feel that our lower expectations made it seem a lot better.
And because it had been so long, like the
It's been a
gap
while,
was
right?
the gap was too long for me, where I kind of also forgot what happened,
Yeah.
where we left off.
Yeah.
And yeah, but this has been crazy. It's much more darker. It's
So much
more
darker.
more mature.
Yeah. Lots of blood.
Lots of blood, very violent. And like
Acha, to recap, season 1 is, I had this open over here. Season 1 is when 11 first escapes the facility. It starts in 1983. They open up the alternate dimension. 11's running around, they're all kids, and then a monster comes through this dark dimension. They fight it, the Demogorgon, and that's it. That's the end of it. Season 2 is, I think, when so Will is the target of the Upside Down, and the Mind Flayer is introduced, and Joyce and Hopper, and then Max shows up in season 2. I was surprised because I thought Max shows up in season 3.
even I thought
Yeah. But she's there in season 3. Season 3 is the one with the mall fight. So that was the one right before, where the Mind Flayer sort of assembles a version of its body in the real universe, the regular universe, and there's that big mall fight where it's collected like bodies of humans and rats and creates and Billy. But anyway, so that's where we left, and then they all split apart, and now 11 and her family's in California. I'm assuming if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you've seen season 4. The biggest changes, I think, now in season 4 are Max. Her role is so much more expanded. Like, she's taking up so much screen time, and fully deserved, because
and she has like the best scene in the whole show.
Like,
in
a
the
big
season.
part of the story is her. She has about as much screen time as 11 almost at times.
Probably.
The boys are all shoved to the side. None of them, like, I mean, Dustin's great. I think they figured out that people love Dustin. They
I
figured
think
out
Dustin
that
was the only guy who was worth something in this season. Everybody else was just useless.
running around.
Like
Max-
when Elle is being bullied, nobody's helping her out.
Yeah.
Uh,
I felt sad for Will, who has perhaps suffered the most, but has the least respect.
it shows he also has the worst hairstyle out of everyone.
Yeah. And his voice, it was weird to see how much everyone has grown up, because these are all actual children and they're growing up in real time. Will's voice was so deep in this season. I was like, where is this coming from? But yeah, the story so far, if you've been following, big change in that the Mind Flayer, the big spider robot, not robot, the big spider character thing from the Upside Down, the huge spider thing, is not present in this season so far. Completely new villain has come through, whose identity was fully unclear, but only revealed in the last episode of season 4 so far.
Yeah, of this volume. Yeah.
So I think a way to tackle this season would be we go like episode by episode, or sort of like phase by phase. So when things start out, 11's in California, and how did you feel about the California thing? Like, was it interesting? Was it cliched? What do you think about it?
It was all right. But like, apart from the California thing, I felt that the whole 11 thing was overall pretty much dragged. Till the last episode. Yeah. Maybe it could have come to the climax much earlier.
Yeah.
Her bullying thing went on for ages, and that development, her going back to, well, we'll move on to that when you talk about the next episodes. Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. I think it didn't really matter that they were in California. It was just that they were not in Hawkins. So when all the shit was happening in Hawkins, basically they just had to not be there. California didn't really matter. And then so then what happens is, to summarize, 11 there's a split in government forces who are dealing with the Hawkins situation. This new villain shows up to Hawkins, and they're like, oh, it must be 11 again, because some of the government people think that 11 caused the killings and she was like this experiment that went wrong. They don't understand the Upside Down and stuff.
Oh, they come down like all guns blazing.
I mean, yeah. So what happens is,
what's going on?
I was surprised at the intensity of the government's willingness to murder their own people.
It was very close to reality, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, straight up, you work for the government, we work for the government, we're on opposite sides of this issue, but you will die. Straight up, shot to the face.
But even in this scene, so the cop that they're trying to save after the shootout, they shove him into the pizza van, and that guy is so badass. He takes on like 10 soldiers, fully armed soldiers,
proper soldiers,
with like one pistola.
He's
like,
I think this is
killing everyone. Yeah,
this is a theme that they were sort of because this sort of thing happens again. Because these guys are sitting on the couch watching TV, and you're like, oh, they're like just fat suits who are not gonna be effective. And then you see the first one of them get shot, and you're like, yep, called it. But then the other guy turns into John Wick and kills 10 soldiers. He gets shot, but sure, he does well. And then the same thing happens with who's the guy? The guy who's the conspiracy boy.
Yeah, what's his name?
What's his name?
What's the character's name? I don't know. What do we call him? Murray. Yeah.
Murray Bauman? Yeah, Murray Bauman. So when they're going to Russia to what's the plan? Well, the plan is they're going to break out Hopper. The confidence of Americans. I mean, I wouldn't expect anybody to be like, I'm going to break into this Russian prison. Me, a normal conspiracy nerd, and this woman who can't do anything in a situation. We're going to break into prison and rescue our friend. But they do it. They pretty much...
I can do it.
Yeah, they pretty much make it happen.
Russian prison. One new character. We have a new guy.
big cameo. Well, not really cameo.
Not really a cameo.
Recurring character really in the show in this season. The guy who has no name.
Yes.
Yeah, he does pretty well. He does pretty well.
He's so amazing.
I feel like he. Do you think he'll die?
Could die. So that's what Stranger Things has also done, right? Over the years, where they make you fall in love with the character and
then kill him.
They just die, like
Game of Thrones.
Like Game of Thrones, and this guy is from Game of Thrones, and he don't die.
Yeah.
Or we had that sad death. The character played by Sam from Lord of the Rings.
Yes. I think season 2 or 3, maybe.
Season 2, probably? Season 2.
Yeah.
Or 1.
Season 2. No. Sean Astin as Bob.
Season 2.
He dies in 2. That was
he
heavy.
Dies.
Yeah,
that was very
self-sacrifice. But yeah, I think I found myself. Let's talk about like the themes. Okay, we know what the story is. You've seen the show. If you haven't, why are you here? All spoilers. The use. So really, it's like they're retro. They're taking these themes. This has been there from the start. But in this season, they've gone all out and made it like music fights evil. That is,
man.
I think that is made for people like you and me. That is made for us to be like, yes.
It's like throughout all these scenes, apart from the amazing cinematography, again, which keeps improving over the years now. The use of music for the scenes. Oh man.
Yeah.
Especially that Max escape scene.
Yeah, the Kate Bush song, which is
the
now
Upside Down. And,
which is now taking over the charts and TikTok and everything. I mean, it's great. It makes sense that these kids are now the age, I think, that we were when music first became like a huge thing in our lives. And, they really, it has all those, the themes of this being like, like depression and PTSD and teenage angst and all of that stuff. But the way they're showing it through this very simple aspect of music will save you. And, depression is hard to run away from, but you need to share with your friends, that sort of stuff. It's just done in a really simple, not too high art, but very effective way. Yeah. The other thing was they have a lot of flashbacks, with the Max situation also, like, when she's reaching into like her sort of happy memories to escape from Vecna, which is why I thought this would be the last season. I thought this was it.
That was such an emotional scene, the whole Max scene. It was, oh man, that was just so good.
The other big thing that's happening, but also I want to say that Max is like, she's acting amazingly. Like her performance is super good in all the scenes. Like the boys look like children. The boys still look like children compared to her performance.
Yeah. What about the girl who played young Elle? She's there were clips and photos where the adult 11 is training the younger actor to act like her.
Oh, really? I haven't seen those.
Yeah, that was really cool. She's done a good job. Like she's a tiny kid.
They put her face on her
account to run by. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I think they, because they don't show her a lot. I think in the scenes that they do show her, they've done like some deep fake kind of thing by taking 11's face and younger face and putting it on her, because they obviously had the footage. But the other big reveal then that happened was, so one good thing that we liked is the music and the themes and Max's acting, Sadie Sink. The other big thing that happened is that finally, I was thinking about this as they were showing the episode. I think because they wanted us to think about it. But one of the questions I had was, okay, this is the facility. 11 was being trained here. She escaped. But then how did they open the gate to the Upside Down? And in the last episode, they show that 11 is obviously a serial number kid on the thing. There was one who was powerful, and she killed one, and by destroying him, they opened up some sort of portal. How did you feel about that whole story angle?
Uh, I was pretty mixed up about it. Where I don't know. It did seem a bit forced.
Yeah.
Where they're trying too hard to create this whole circle.
Yeah.
Where it was him all along from the start.
Yeah.
Where we haven't had any background on this character from season 1, 2, 3.
Ever.
And so now all of a sudden he's been responsible for everything, for even helping Elle escape and create the portal and all of that. And then until a couple of years ago, we were like, this is probably the final season. And when I watched this, I thought I did feel it's very quick to end the season on, like to bring a new character and tie it all up, everything that happened. But hopefully they can pace it out over the next few episodes too and give some more meaning to it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a bit of like, it was like too many surprise reveals where you're like, oh, Vecna has been around for like 50 years and he killed that family, he killed his kids. But no, it turns out it was the kid who just had powers.
He was the kid, yeah.
He just had powers, and then he grew up and he was in that lab. But then, so he just had powers. Like naturally, he had all these powers. And that led to the program being started. They haven't really explained how the powers link to the Upside Down. You know, why there is a connection, because there is a connection, because when Elle destroys him, he sort of phases into the Upside Down, and there he is transformed into Vecna. Okay, but that happened like 3 years ago. Why has he not been active until now?
And then given how most of the visuals and everything is so amazing, I felt it was very corny that the things
lightning
move from his arm and
They shows the one
from Vecna's arm. It shows 001. Come on.
I think that was a bit of a you know, weird landing on that. But I think before that, I was really impressed by everyone else. And there was this thing that was happening that you keep trying to predict who's going to die. Whenever somebody starts giving a speech, you're like, oh, this person's, that's it. That's the end of their story. But yeah, let's go through like our predictions then about who's going to. So right now, who are the major parties? There's the young adults, which is Joe Keery, which is the Maya Hawke, which is Eddie, which is I forget the name of the girl. Nancy.
So how fucking amazing is Eddie?
Eddie is us, basically. Eddie represents us as a teenager. Maybe we weren't into Dungeons and Dragons.
Looking at Eddie, I just kept thinking that he just looks so familiar. But I haven't really seen him in anything too big before this.
Okay.
But he just looks like some other actors, like
Joseph Quinn. Let's see. I'm looking at his.
He looks like.
He was a random person.
He was apparently in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Apparently, a random person in Game of Thrones.
He's British, born in 1993. British people do specific American accents.
In this, he kind of looks like James McAvoy.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe. That's who he is, right? Mr. Tumnus from Narnia. He has a very Narnia look.
He does. Yeah. Who's the guy? There's the students also, right? The student, the jocks who are out to get Eddie.
Yeah. They're gonna die.
Yeah, I think they're going to die. Yeah, they need to die.
Yeah.
They
Already.
need to be killed by Vecna.
They need to die.
Yeah. I would like them to die. Yeah, that's good. Let's do a who's going to die. So I think the Jocks are going to die.
Yeah.
I think Eddie
Yeah.
will die. I think Eddie will die because he has made a speech about him being a coward. So now he
Yeah.
has to self-sacrifice and die.
Yeah.
The main cast, I think, will continue because they need to be there in season 5 unless somebody's contract has ended. So I think the main cast will all continue.
What if they actually kill off Hopper now? There you go.
Hopper, I think Hopper might die, but next season. Because like right now, Hopper, there's no point in killing him, right? It would be like he needs to have like a hero death.
Yeah,
he almost
they
did.
spent the whole season bringing him back.
Yeah. That would be weird if he just suddenly died after all that effort. 11. Do you think they'll kill off 11? I think that would be very difficult.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah, that would be very difficult for her to die.
It's a tough show to predict.
Yeah. They might kill off like what's his name? Lucas? Not really.
Oh.
Because they're not doing much, right? Like Mike.
But then even there's no significance in the death either then, right?
Yeah. That's the problem. The side characters need to die, I think. So the Jocks, Eddie, I think they need to die. Robin, I think Robin can't die. They'll be like, oh, there's one gay character and you killed her.
And then so Antonov, the Russian prison guy.
Yeah.
He could die.
He could die.
Probably
Yeah.
Saving
Hopper.
the American.
Yeah, saving Hopper and becoming a good example for his son, Nicholas. I think that's about it. I think my biggest. What are your biggest complaints then? Okay, so that's who we think is probably going to die. Not the main cast, but Eddie, the Jocks, maybe the Russian prison helper. What is your character story wise? How do you feel people are doing? Like, what is good, what is bad? Like, I'll start with my major complaint being that Will, who in my opinion has suffered the most, and I also, there's a lot of discussion about him probably being gay, which I can see if they try to go down that path, I'll be like, yeah, okay, it makes sense. They were laying down this groundwork. And it's not a good time in the US to be gay in like the mid 80s. So there's like more suffering than for him. Yeah. But I feel like he has.
I thought you're talking about now, and even that would be okay.
But there's no like respect for him, having gone through all. He's not doing anything. So that's a thing. Like, they're trying to find Elle. They're trying to go with the stereotypical weed smoking pizza guy to the facility where Elle is, and maybe they'll get to her, and then they'll go to Hawkins, and then they'll fight whoever, whatever.
I love the pizza guy.
The pizza guy is great. Yeah.
But speaking of gay, I have feelings that maybe they're turning the Nancy Wheeler thing kind of towards that. The other girl, what's her name?
No. I think
I don't know.
They keep saying that Nancy needs to get back with what's his name? Hair. Dustin, Lucas, Nancy, Steve. They need to get back with Steve. So I think that's going to happen because Will's brother is useless. Jonathan Byers. So that's not going to go anywhere, I think.
I keep forgetting names now. What the fuck is Elle's boyfriend's name? What's the main guy? What's his name?
Mike.
Mike. He's pretty useless in the season.
They're all the boys. All the boys are useless.
Like, considering all the boys. And
Yeah.
then considering where Mike was the first one who, like from season one,
Yeah.
who became
Yeah.
friends with Elle, and you
Yeah.
know they grew up together and all that.
Yep.
He's been so useless,
Yeah.
just doing nothing. And I understand it's one of those coming of age things where they're finding themselves and
Yeah.
people change and all of that.
Yeah.
But I felt really weird about how his character panned out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
he's
in
turned
this,
into like douche, you know.
really, yeah. I mean, even in season one, he had some douche characteristics
Yeah.
at times. But I think consistently useful. Dustin has been consistently killer.
Oh man, he's amazing. Him and
Yeah,
his long distance girlfriend.
yeah, who is real and knows about the internet in the 80s. But then I like obviously Dustin and Steve's bromance. That's great.
Yeah.
And
Dustin really reminds me of Sarkhail. He looks exactly like Sarkhail, doesn't
yeah, I think Sarkhail thinks he should remind people of Steve. I'm sure. I'm sure Sarkhail thinks of this.
he? Wow.
But yeah, Lucas is okay. I think also the problem is that these guys are in Hawkins and the stuff is happening in Hawkins. So by removing them from Hawkins, Max
Lucas's greatest character development was his hair. Just look at the hairstyle
wow,
in this season.
full MC Hammer
Yeah,
platform hair. He went all out. I still find his sister super irritating in a not enjoyable way at all.
It's too over the top. Like it's not because she's a woman. It's none of that. It's
No.
they've made her into a very annoying character.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
she's just irritating. So overall, how do you think the season's going to end? Predictions. The people we said would die will probably die. Vecna will lose. Hopper's gonna come back somehow. That's
Sorry,
it, I
can
guess.
we talk about one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
The Russians.
Yeah.
And I love how they're still like maybe because they're showing it's the 80s, or maybe they're just sticking with all the stereotypes you can think of.
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely
What are their thoughts? Yeah, their thoughts on women, for example.
yeah.
Like whenever Hopper's woman is mentioned, you know, all those things.
Yeah, they're
It's
fully
horrible.
Cold War Russians. All the stereotypes are there. But yeah, I think
Yuri was amazing.
Yuri was amazing.
Yeah.
Very very insane. And again, Bomer, what's his name? We forget all the names. Max, his name? Max, no. Murray was amazing in the sense that his sudden karate and fluent Russian, like I mean, that was very good. But yeah,
That said, like out of all the episodes, I think I was just like constantly looking forward to the Russian scenes and Hopper's escape.
yeah,
That was for me. That was the best part of the whole season till now, where I wanted to skip scenes of Elle. Okay, you know, just get it over with. Okay, you know, they're training you, bringing back your memories and all that. Okay, you know, get it done.
Yeah.
But Hopper's thing, how he's trying to get the chains out of his feet.
Yeah.
And
great acting.
That fight in the shed.
Yeah.
You know, those amazing scenes where he escapes on the snowmobile.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the main
really,
things
really nice.
we were really looking forward to Hopper's Russia scenes and Sadie Sink and her almost being killed situation. The episode 4, somebody had replied that they said that episode 4 was the best episode. For sure, episode 4 is the one where Sadie's situation happens, and it is easily the best episode of the season. But overall, I think great return to form for Stranger Things. I think it's the best season, the most intense season for us since season 1. Anything else you want to add before we wrap?
That's about it. I don't know how they're gonna make another season. Like I was pretty okay with this being the last one.
Yeah.
But what more? What more can they bring to the story? Let's see.
Yeah, and I think the other season is also going to be like a while away, maybe 2 years at least away. Because these guys are all busy, and they probably have projects that were stopped during COVID, so they'll have to catch up on those.
Let's see if we have another pandemic on the way. And,
Okay. And the what they're going to do is they're probably going to deal with the Mind Flayer again, because the Mind Flayer wasn't killed, right? The Mind Flayer is still there, is the biggest of the big bads. Great season. Comment your thoughts, opinions, whatever. Like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, we didn't mention we're dressed like the 80s.
We're dressed like the 80s, yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
this is the closest we could get. I only have 40s and t-shirts.
Tried to follow the theme.
Because we are from the 80s. 86 is when this show is set, and the year...
I was born in 85, so I was there.
Yeah, he was there. Rizwan saw it. If you look in the background, Rizwan is in the show. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.